Now, is there anybody here that's grateful for the name? Hold on one second. Now, back in the old church, and I have to go back to the old church because that's just what's in me. I just can't go to anything other than that. But back in the old church, they used to sing a song that says, there is a name I love to hear. I love to sing his words. It sounds like music in my ears. The sweetest name on earth. Oh, I wish I had a whole church. How I love Jesus. Come on. Oh, how I love Jesus. Oh, I wish I had a whole church here. How I love Jesus. Hey. Because he first loved me. Yes. Come on, open up the mouth and declare it. Yes. Come on, if I go with me. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Hey. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes. Come on, I wish I was to clap your hand and declare it. Say yes. Come on, help me. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Kadabahoya. Come on, clap your hands and say Jesus. I said, come on, clap your hands and say Jesus. I said, come on, declare the name of the atmosphere. Come on, Jesus. Come on, I need a war in church here. Come on, Jesus. He's the lily of the valley. Hey. The bright and morning star. Tell your neighbor, say, I thank God for Jesus. Tell your neighbor, say, there's just power in that name. There's deliverance in that name. Tell your neighbor, say, you can call on that name when you're in trouble. The old saints used to say that if you call on Jesus, tell your neighbor, say, he gonna answer prayer. I didn't come to do all this tonight. But I'm convinced that if we stop talking doubt and fear and start pleading the name, we're going to be all right. Tell your neighbor, say, you can change your whole situation right now if you just put the name on it. And the Bible declares that at that name, every knee must bow and every tongue must confess that he's Lord to the glory of God. Come on, clap your hands one more time for the name. I dare somebody to just start shouting in the atmosphere. Say, Jesus! Come on, if we're going to praise him, we might as well praise him. Come on, praise him for the name. Come on, don't let him praise him by himself. But come on, praise him for the name. Oh. Tell your neighbors, I thank God for the name. Come on, say, I thank God for the name. The name that washes. The name that cleanses. The name that makes whole. Tell your neighbors, I thank God for the name. Oh, come on, help me. Oh, come on, clap your hands. Come on, don't just play it. Come on, say it again. Oh, say oh, oh. Come on, clap your hands. Come on, clap your hands. Come on, clap your hands. Say it again. Oh, oh. Come on, stay there. Come on, clap your hands. Come on, clap your hands. Come on, clap your hands. Clap it if it feels good. Clap it if it feels kind. Come on, clap your hands and say yeah. I come up home now. Come on, clap your hands real good. Sit down if you got some good sense. I said sit down if you got some good sense. If God ain't never did nothing for you, then sit down. If God ain't never make no ways, then sit down. If God didn't never open up no doors, then sit down. If God never hit your body, then sit down. But look at your neighbor and say, he's done enough for me. And whereof we are glad. Tell your neighbor, say, I'm glad, glad. Hey. Tell your neighbor, say, I'm glad. I'm glad. I'm glad that I got the right to call his name. When bloods of bullocks and turtle doves couldn't do, God sent his son in the likeness of sinful flesh so that we may have a right to the tree of life. Look at your name and say, I'm just glad for that name. God, I can stay there all night. I'm sanctified. Come on, let's act like we got some good sense. Come on, we'll give you 20 more seconds to praise him. Say I'm glad. Oh. Now, if it was real, you wouldn't need no drums. If it was real, you wouldn't need no organ. But the old saints used to say that when I think of the goodness of Jesus and all that he's done for you, look at your neighbor and say, I get the glad. Oh. See, y'all not ready. Y'all not ready. Y'all not ready. Tell your neighbor, say, I'm glad. I tell you, I'm old school. Now at this time, tell your neighbor, say, I'm glad about what he's already done. Tell your neighbor, say, it's just a matter of time before it manifests in our midst. Tell your neighbor, say, I'm glad. Tell your neighbor, say, it's going to happen any day now. I need a prophetic people that understand that the thing that you've been waiting on, tell them, say, it's going to happen any day now. Tell your neighbor to say the stuff that you had from last year. Tell your neighbor, say, it's going to happen any day now. I can feel the wind of change blowing in my life. Anybody feel like the winds of seasons just shifted in your life? Tell your neighbor, say, and I'm glad about it. Ho! Shatamamamamana. Patalalababahondiaya. Koya bababahomaya. Hey! We rebuke drought over your life. Tell your neighbor, say, my drought is over. See, y'all not saying it like you're convinced, but I need a prophetic people to help me declare, say, your drought is over. Tell your neighbor, say, this is going to be a year of productivity for me. The cycle of poverty is cursed. The cycle of poverty is destroyed. The cycle of sickness is destroyed. Tell your neighbor, say, I'm excited about what God's about to do. Hey! Hey! Shatalabohoya. Tell your neighbor, say, you don't know what he's done for me. Tell him, say, you wasn't there when he snatched me out of the pits of hell. Tell your neighbor, say, I got a right to praise him. I got a right to praise him. Because the devil tried to disqualify me. The devil said that I would never amount to what the thing that God said. But aren't you glad that God is not like man? Tell your neighbor, say, God is not like man. He ain't gonna lie to me. God ain't gonna lie to me. People may lie to you. But tell your neighbor, say, my daddy ain't gonna lie to me. And the old saints said that if he said it, he's got to bring it to pass. And so tonight, we give God praise because of what he's already manifested tonight. Can anybody see it before you see it? Can many of you see yourself wealthy and you broke tonight? Tell your neighbor, say, I see myself better than where I am. Yeah, I do. I see myself better than where I am. I see myself wealthier than my bank account say. Yeah. And so tonight,